Have you ever been out on a date with someone and you realize you can never see them again? But for like a crazy reason. Not because you killed them, Straight Nate. Actually, this is about Straight Nate. Can we talk about this? Yeah. Straight Nate, you were down the... You met someone where?
Well, I met somebody on Bumble.
Oh, okay, on Bumble.
Right. And agreed to meet at a place. And I don't like to go far from my neighborhood, so I'll say, hey, let's meet over here. But generically not saying I live there. So she says on text, oh, sure, that's fine. Great. So we meet at this bar. We start chatting, have a good time, having some drinks. And so then the date's coming to an end. And so we decide to go our separate ways and go home, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're walking home, and we're walking down the street, and we make the same right, and we keep walking. And then we keep walking and make the same right again. And then all of a sudden she stops in front of my building.
Oh, dear.
She lives in the same exact building as me.
Oh, dear.
No.
So I'm holding my keys.
That means it's meant to be.
No, I'm holding my keys, and she's holding hers, and I go, what unit are you? She says, blank, and I go, I'm 2 floors above you. And at this point...
You can't see her again.
I can't.
It's done.
Why?
Because you cannot live in the same building with someone when you don't know if it's going to work out or not. Because if it doesn't work out, you're screwed because you're stuck with them.
But what if that was your soulmate and you just turned away
from
them?
It's meant to be.
No, I'm not gambling my apartment on that.
Well, why couldn't you have lied and pretended that you didn't live there?
And walked away.
Wait a minute. You can't do that.
Have a nice day, give her a kiss, and then walk away.
What, do I go sleep on the sidewalk?
And walk around the block and sneak in your own building? You can't live like that.
No, because then what if you see each other passing in the stairwell?
You're visiting a friend.
No, she'll think that he's creeping.
Yeah.
Creeping in.
No, I had new neighbors move in, and I thought to myself, gosh, I hope it's not a hot single guy because I cannot date him because he would be a neighbor. And then what happens?
You guys are crazy.
Not at all.
Because
not at all.
You're possibly giving up. Nate, look. Pickings are not so great right now for you.
Okay.
So, I'm just saying, you're very picky when it comes to things. You never know.
Okay, let's just listen to the logic from Danielle and Froggy. They believe that you could be wasting an opportunity. Right. I happen to think you should run for your life. I mean, I wouldn't even make this a booty call. I would not even be friends with benefits with her because you never know. One of you could fall for the other one, and the other one. This is to protect her too. It's not just you.
Exactly. See, that's what I was thinking. Sometimes if I'm into somebody, I get too into them, and all of a sudden, they have to move out. And I don't want that to happen.
Exactly. This is protecting everyone because they have leases. They have legally binding leases in this building. They can't leave because they're in a huff and puff because the girl in 4H won't sleep with them anymore.
But what's more important, like your possible future or your apartment?
The apartment.
Yeah, I better really
It's New York City. It's New York City, guys.
That's
you have no clue what you're talking
about.
about.
It's so hard to find somebody. Maybe this is meant to be.
It's so hard to find a good apartment.
Yeah. You guys don't understand.
You have no clue.
You have no clue. You can't just go down the street and find another one. It doesn't work that way in New York. Hello, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're okay, but are we being a little shallow? Does it sound shallow, what we're talking about here?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Talk about it.
So I used to go out with this one guy. We went out on like 2 dates, and on the second date, we found out that we mutually know a family. And I'm really good friends with this guy's son, and he knew the guy's father.
There you go.
And he starts going on and on about what awful people they are and how he hates the dad and this and that. And I was like, wow, I really like them. They're nice people. And he just wouldn't let it go. And then finally at one point he got up, he went to the bathroom. He came back and he's like, I'm really sorry. I know you know them. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks for apologizing. And then he kept going. He's like, no, they're awful. I really hate them.
Okay. You know what? So we ended it all. It all ended at that point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had driven me. We were out at a restaurant, so as soon as we got back to our cars and we left, I totally ghosted him. I mean, at least I didn't kill him like some people do.
Yeah.
But
Snap.
But okay, so you don't want to, for political reasons, you don't want to date him because you have a family in common. Now, this is the same reason why you should never fix your friends up on a date. Because if that goes south, you're in the middle of it.
Yeah. Well, you did it to me. You're
well,
lucky
I know.
it worked out.
We lucked out, and I lucked out there. But no, so seriously, it's the same reason you cannot date someone in your building because if things go south, you're stuck with them. It's like dating someone from work. What do you do?
Yeah, exactly. No. I could never date somebody I work with. I think I would just, and then if it goes south and it affects your job, it affects everything.
There you
Yeah,
go.
what do they say? You don't poop where you.
Yeah, exactly. Don't poop where you
Exactly.
where you pee. Is that it?
I think
don't
it's
know.
eat.
Eat. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. Very good example.
No problem. Can I just say I love you guys. You are the best. I had such an awful morning, and you guys have made me smile so much already.
Well, wait a minute.
I love you guys.
Well, no, hold on. This works both ways. We really appreciate your call. We liked your perspective, and so thanks for being a part of our show.
Oh, thank you. I love you guys.
Thank you. You want to say something?
Yeah, I had a similar situation happen where I went on a first date with a family friend's son, and I had never met the son before, and he really didn't come to a lot of events, but the parents came to events all the time.
Right.
And the date went really well, but I knew I could never see him again because if it went poorly later on, I'd be seeing him constantly at family events if
There
he
you go.
decided to start coming or whatever. It was just too close to work.
Someone just sent a text saying, no, I disagree. Dating someone at work is totally fine. Okay, it is different. I'll admit. I'll tell you why. Hold on, everyone. May I just say one thing? Listen, if you date someone at work, at 5 o'clock, you go home, typically. When you're dating someone in your building, let's say things don't work out, but then you want to bring someone else home to spend the night with you, they see it. It turns into a more personal thing. Don't date people in your building unless you are in the same bed.
And like-
and you're sharing the lease.
In this city, I literally had to race in a car at 4:59 p.m. and Tokyo drift into a parking spot, jump out of my car, run to the landlord, and thrust my application into him to get my apartment. Like,
That's how it
it's
works.
so hard to get an apartment.
But this is love, people.
Maybe.
It is. It is. You know what? How can you argue against that? I mean, it is. At the same time, you're taking a chance.
She must not be that hot because for you to go move on that easily, she's
Right.
not that hot, right, Scary?
No,
right,
no,
Frog?
No.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
No.
Maybe
That
If
is
she
not
was a
Fiona.
10, if she was a 10, Nate, you would find a reason.
Nate, how do you answer these charges?
She's very, 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 very attractive. I'm not. This is not about looks.
Is
This
she
is
a
about
Shrek?
proximity. No, she's
Proximity is
she's
very
really
important.
attractive.
What's scary?
I have a question. Now, you guys are two mature, consenting adults. What if you guys set ground rules and have a written contract?
No. Okay, thank you, Scary.
What, I'm going to get a lawyer involved?
No,
50
no.
shades over here.
No,
No,
with
no,
a written contract.
No.
All right.
Don't waste our time with stuff like that.
I like you, but you got to sign this contract that says you won't look at me in the building.
What? Hello, Chris.
Hi.
Hi, Chris. Make some sense of all this.
So, mathematically speaking, the chances of finding someone that you are compatible with are way higher than finding an apartment in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you obviously
Really?
live here and understand that.
I was born in Brooklyn. I actually live in Jersey, but I know I could never. I am a school teacher, so there's no way I would ever.
But to be
live in
fair,
Manhattan.
Chris, even if you live in an apartment complex in the same, in Texas, in anywhere USA.
Oh no, it's a bad idea anywhere. It's a bad idea anyway. I'm just talking about being able to, because like the argument was finding love. Like it is so much easier to find love than it is to find an affordable, reasonable apartment.
Wait a minute.
It's true.
In this day and age, how can you say it's easier to find love?
Because there's way more
It is.
people. There are way more people than
And
there
it
are.
isn't about the love; it's about the apartment.
Yeah, and Nate's apartment, he has a good thing going.
Yeah.
It's like you could find another person, but you might not be able to find another apartment in a reasonable amount of time.
Look, I tell everyone, Chris, everyone should live in New York City for at least 1 year out of their life. I mean, everyone in America should live in New York City
Yeah.
for 1 year in their life, and you will then understand it's impossible. But even that aside, I'm telling you, if you live in an apartment building with someone in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
in Miami,
Oh, it's a bad idea no matter what. That's an absolute
But you know what?
dating someone on the same elevator or staircase is just the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Chris, in
Because if
30
it doesn't work out, it's awful. And so the only way that situation turns out okay is if you get married and have babies and live happily ever after.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
how do you know that
There's
won't
so
happen
many
for him?
other-
Well,
I dated the
There's
manager
so
of my
many
apartment
other
community.
same-sex-
Well, I'm sorry, what was that, Froggy?
I dated the manager of my apartment community, and that's turned out swimmingly well.
Yeah. See, Lisa.
Chris, don't worry. In 30 years, we'll find Nate alone in the apartment with 30 cats, but at least he'll have the apartment.
Maybe he
All
and
be
Scary
good.
can live together.
Sorry, no cats allowed in that building.
No pets. No
The only
pets.
cats allowed is like David cats on the 3rd floor. All right, Chris, thank you. Good luck.
Nope. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, I know we sound like a bunch of ice cold, evil, non-feeling people, but It's true.
Oprah said your house should rise up to meet you, and it can't do that if you're seeing your ex all over the place.
You know what?
how old is she?
The only way it would work is if you really thought she was worth it, you would have to forfeit your apartment and live elsewhere, and then try to date her.
If she was a 10, then he would think she's worth forfeiting of the apartment.
My apartment's an 11, so I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
But then we do have a happy story from Michelle. She met someone in her apartment building, and you're now married, Michelle?
Yeah,
See, it worked out
I
for
say
her.
give it a chance. We
But what?
started
Okay,
talking-
what if it had not worked out? Don't you see how awful that could have been?
Not really, because I'm pretty much mature. I'm friends with all
It's
my
not about
exes.
you.
I don't.
It's not about you. It's about the immature person that you're dating. We trust
Yeah.
you, but it worked
My
out for
dad
you.
married somebody in the same development that lived
Development?
across, like in the
Her dad did.
It was condos that we lived in when we were young, and he met the lady that lived in the condos, like 5 condos down from us, and they've been married for 22 years.
Excellent. Good for them.
It's going to be awkward when they break up.
No, they're not breaking up. Well, thank you, Michelle.
Well, you
No,
do realize it's a different situation here with Nate.
How's
because
that?
She's probably so old she can't see him in the hallway, so
Oh,
he doesn't
my
have to worry
God.
about it.
You don't want to. You don't want Nate to date anyone on the same wheelchair ramp.